Black Panther, directed by Ryan Coogler, is a groundbreaking film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, blending action, African culture, and deep social commentary. The movie follows T'Challa as he rises to the throne of Wakanda and faces the challenge of an adversary who seeks to reshape the world using Wakanda's advanced technology. The film explores themes of heritage, leadership, and responsibility. Introduction: Wakanda's secret power. The movie begins with a brief history of Wakanda, an advanced African nation that thrives on vibranium, a rare and powerful metal. Over centuries, Wakanda has kept its technological advancements hidden from the rest of the world, presenting itself as a simple, underdeveloped country. After the death of his father, King T'Chaka, John Kani, in Captain America: Civil War, T'Challa, Chadwick Boseman, is set to ascend to the throne of Wakanda and assume the mantle of the Black Panther. T'Challa returns to Wakanda to begin his reign, surrounded by his loyal allies, including his mother, Ramonda, Angela Bassett, his tech genius sister Shuri, Letitia Wright, and his love interest, Nakia, Lupita Nyong'o, a Wakandan spy. The rise of T'Challa as king. Upon T'Challa's return to Wakanda, he undergoes the traditional coronation ceremony, where the powerful leader of the Jabari tribe, M'Baku, Winston Duke, challenges him for the throne. In a fierce ritual combat, T'Challa emerges victorious, sparing M'Baku's life and solidifying his rule as king. Despite becoming king, T'Challa is conflicted about Wakanda's isolationist policies. His ex-lover Nakia advocates for Wakanda to use its resources to help the oppressed around the world, but T'Challa remains hesitant, fearing that revealing Wakanda's true power could destabilize the world. The introduction of Killmonger. The movie introduces the central antagonist, Erik Killmonger Stevens, Michael B. Jordan, a former Black Ops soldier who has a personal vendetta against T'Challa and Wakanda. Erik is the son of Njobu, Sterling K. Brown, T'Chaka's brother, who was killed for attempting to share Wakanda's vibranium with the outside world to help Black communities fight oppression. Killmonger has spent his life training for the moment when he would return to Wakanda to claim the throne and enact his plan to arm oppressed people around the world with Wakandan technology to overthrow their oppressors. Meanwhile, T'Challa is informed that Ulysses Klaue, Andy Serkis, a black market arms dealer who previously stole vibranium from Wakanda, has resurfaced. T'Challa, along with Nakia and Okoye Danai Gurira, the head of the Dora Milaje, Wakanda's elite warrior women, tracks Klaue to South Korea, where he plans to sell a stolen vibranium artifact. The South Korea mission and Killmonger's reveal. In an action-packed sequence, T'Challa and his team confront Klaue in a casino, leading to a thrilling car chase through the streets of Busan. T'Challa captures Klaue, but before he can bring him back to Wakanda, Killmonger intervenes, helping Klaue escape. It is during this mission that the audience learns of Killmonger's connection to Wakanda, as he reveals a ring identical to T'Challa's, symbolizing his royal lineage. Killmonger eventually betrays Klaue, killing him and delivering his body to Wakanda as a means to gain entry into the country. Upon arriving, Killmonger reveals his identity as N'Jadaka, the son of Njobu, and challenges T'Challa for the throne. Killmonger's ascension and T'Challa's defeat. T'Challa reluctantly accepts the challenge. In a brutal duel, Killmonger defeats T'Challa, throwing him over a waterfall, and claims the throne of Wakanda. With T'Challa presumed dead, Killmonger assumes power and immediately begins executing his plan to arm oppressed people around the world with Wakandan weapons, starting with Wakanda's war dogs. Killmonger's vision for Wakanda is one of conquest, believing that Wakanda's superior technology should be used to overthrow governments and establish global rule. His radical ideology contrasts sharply with T'Challa's more peaceful approach to leadership. T'Challa's return and the final battle. Meanwhile, T'Challa is saved by the Jabari tribe, who rescue his unconscious body. M'Baku reveals that he found T'Challa's body and has been keeping him alive. T'Challa, with the help of a mystical heart-shaped herb, regains his powers as the Black Panther and returns to Wakanda to reclaim his throne. In the final act, a civil war erupts in Wakanda as T'Challa's loyalists, including Shuri, Nakia, Okoye, and the Dora Milaje, fight against Killmonger's forces. T'Challa confronts Killmonger in a climactic battle in the underground vibranium mines. The two engage in a fierce duel, both wielding Black Panther suits, but T'Challa ultimately defeats Killmonger. In his final moments, Killmonger refuses to be imprisoned, expressing his belief that dying free is better than living in bondage. T'Challa, moved by Killmonger's conviction, offers him a chance to see Wakanda's sunset before he dies, a poignant moment of reconciliation between the two cousins. The legacy of Wakanda and T'Challa's vision. With Killmonger defeated, T'Challa reclaims the throne and realizes that Wakanda can no longer remain isolated. He decides to honor both his father's legacy and Killmonger's vision by opening Wakanda to the world, not as a conqueror, but as a global leader in science, technology, and humanitarian efforts. In a mid-credits scene, T'Challa addresses the United Nations, revealing Wakanda's true nature and offering to share its resources with the world. Post-credits scene, Bucky's return. In the post-credits scene, it is revealed that Bucky Barnes, Sebastian Stan, now free of his Winter Soldier programming, has been living in Wakanda. This scene ties into the larger MCU narrative leading into Avengers: Infinity War. In-depth breakdown. Themes, characters, and cultural impact. 1. Leadership and responsibility. The central theme of Black Panther is the conflict between isolationism and global responsibility. T'Challa's journey as a leader is defined by his struggle to balance protecting Wakanda with helping the wider world. Killmonger represents a radical alternative, advocating for violent revolution, while T'Challa seeks a more diplomatic solution. 2. Killmonger as a villain. Erik Killmonger is one of the most compelling villains in the MCU, as his motivations are rooted in real-world issues of oppression and the African diaspora. His desire to use Wakanda's resources to fight systemic racism is understandable, making him a sympathetic antagonist. His complex relationship with T'Challa, as both cousins and ideological opponents, drives much of the film's emotional weight. 3. African culture and aesthetics. The film's visual design, from the costumes to the architecture, draws heavily on African cultures, blending traditional elements with futuristic technology. Wakanda's vibranium-based technology is portrayed as a fusion of African heritage and cutting-edge innovation, representing the film's larger theme of celebrating African excellence. 4. Empowerment and representation. Black Panther had a significant cultural impact due to its representation of Black characters as heroes, scientists, and leaders. The portrayal of strong, intelligent women, including Shuri, Nakia, and Okoye, also resonated with audiences, reinforcing themes of empowerment and equality. 5. Legacy and tradition. The film also addresses the idea of legacy, both personal and political. T'Challa's struggle with his father's decisions reflects the broader theme of how the past shapes the present and the importance of making choices that benefit future generations. Black Panther 2018 is more than just a superhero movie. It's a cultural milestone that celebrates African heritage, challenges traditional notions of leadership, and introduces one of the MCU's most compelling villains. With stunning visuals, powerful performances, and a resonant message, the film solidified itself as a cinematic triumph and left a lasting impact on both the MCU and popular culture.